He said he wasn't afraid. Hours later, his palace was raided, his ministers were falling, and his oldest friend had vanished. In a surprise act, Ukraine's anti-corruption agencies unleash Operation Midas, and the blast wave is hitting the very doorstep of President Volodymyr Zelenskyy.
Through its own embassy in the US, it directly controls the National Agency on Corruption Prevention, the National Anti-Corruption Bureau, the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office, and the High Anti-Corruption Court. All of this is done under the respectable pretext of increasing the effectiveness of the fight against corruption. Well, fine, but where are the results?
In Ukraine, everyone had heard the name Tymur Mindich, but almost no one said it out loud. A former entertainment tycoon, business partner to Zelensky, and a rising figure in Ukraine's wartime economy. But the full picture exploded into public view only last week, when anti-corruption investigators revealed a 15-month probe into an alleged $100 million embezzlement scheme involving Energoatom, the state nuclear company. Investigators say Mindich used a network of loyalists inside the energy ministry to pressure contractors and collect kickbacks. Mindich denies wrongdoing, but fled the country just hours before coordinated raids began. Two top ministers resigned, including Justice Minister Herman Halushchenko, formerly the energy minister. And the findings? Over 1,000 hours of wiretaps, dozens of raids, and allegations of shell companies, cash bags, and even a gold-plated toilet reportedly found in a property linked to Mindich, according to some media reports. Pro-transparency activists in Kiev say this case confirms years of suspicion that Mindich's rise was possible only because of his long personal and business ties to Zelensky. The president publicly supported the raids, promised audits, and said, "Any effective actions against corruption are very needed. The inevitability of punishment is necessary." Western nations, especially the United States, have poured tens of billions into Ukraine's economy and defense during the war.
The biggest progress is that the Russian economy is terrible right now. It's, as you know, it's crashing. And that, frankly, Ukraine is doing a very good job of stopping this very large army. It's pretty amazing. You know, this is a war that should have ended in 3 days, 4 days. People said it was going to be very quick, and you got to hand it to the Ukrainian soldiers and everybody involved. It's still going on, and that's not a good thing for Russia. This was supposed to be quick, and so, you know, Russia doesn't look very distinguished, having taken 3.5 years now, right? It's about 3.5 years of very hard fighting.
European officials privately worry that the scandal may weaken Zelensky's political position and strengthen internal rivals who accuse him of concentrating power and avoiding elections under wartime law.
Ammunition, etc., etc. So if I was Vladimir Putin today and hear you speaking about what you were planning to do in 50 days and this announcement, I would reconsider whether I should not take negotiations about Ukraine more seriously than I was doing at the moment, if I was Vladimir Putin. But when I'm Ukraine, I think this is really great news for them. So I really want to thank you for that. And it means the Europeans paying for it. And again, I mentioned all these countries, we will deal with that. And exactly as you said, it might also mean that countries will move equipment fast into Ukraine and then the US later backfilling it because speed is of the essence here.
At the same time, the UK has been one of the strongest backers of Ukraine's anti-corruption institutions, helping fund and train agencies like NABU and SEPO since 2015. Because of this, some analysts say Britain's long-term push for transparency indirectly set the stage for high-profile raids like Operation Midas.
When politicians, and I mean politicians, who sat in government for many years, are casual about honesty, decency, truth, and the rule of law, calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right, then that affects politics.
One side frames this as a triumph of anti-corruption agencies showing independence. The other calls it a struggle between the president's security services and NABU, which is backed by Western partners. Either way, the shock waves are real. Ministers gone, allies under investigation, a billionaire associate missing public trust shaken. Zelensky insists he will push forward with reforms, but analysts warn that the combination of corruption allegations, an exhausted wartime population, and postponed elections creates a dangerous political vacuum.
Шановні українці, українки, коротко про цей день. Вранці вийшли укази про нашу державну вдячність людям, які роблять і робили все, щоб захистити Україну, наших людей, нормальне життя. Журналістку Вікторію Рощину відзначив орденом свободи, на жаль, посмертно. Вона була для багатьох уособленням свободи, і дуже важливо, що зараз її пам'ятають всі, пам'ятають українські журналісти, багато небайдужих людей. Вічна пам'ять.
If the investigations widen, or if evidence is surfaced that implicates more members of the inner circle, the pressure could rise to levels even wartime leadership cannot withstand.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці і українки. Сьогодні детально говорив з прем'єр-міністром України Юлією Свириденко. Перше, повинна бути максимальна чистота в енергетиці всіх процесів абсолютно, і кожне розслідування правоохоронців, антикорупціонерів я підтримую. Ми підтримуємо. І це абсолютно чітка та однакова для всіх позиція. Жодних схем. І добре, що Кабінет міністрів України надаватиме повне сприяння слідству і всім процесуальним судовим діям. Буде очищення та перезавантаження управління Енергоатомом. Друге, я вважаю, що міністр юстиції та міністр енергетики не можуть залишатися на посадах. Це питання, зокрема, і довіри. Якщо є звинувачення, на них треба відповідати. Рішення про відсторонення від посади оперативне, найбільш швидке. Я попросив прем'єр-міністра України, щоб були заяви про відставку від цих міністрів. Я прошу депутатів Верховної Ради підтримати ці заяви. І далі все має вирішуватись в юридичній площині. Третє, буде рішення РНБО щодо санкцій за поданням Кабінету міністрів України. І зараз всім в Україні надзвичайно складно проходити через відключення електрики, руські удари, втрати. Абсолютно ненормально, що при цьому в енергетиці ще якісь там є схеми. Я підпишу указ про застосування санкцій проти 2 людей, які фігурують у справі НАБУ щодо Енергоатому. Зараз нам всім треба захистити Україну. Підставляти державу – значить відповідати за це. Порушувати закон – значить відповідати за це. Я хочу подякувати всім, хто з Україною. Я дякую всім, хто захищає нашу державу і українців. Слава Україні!